Have you ever noticed that some things in life just feel way more exciting than they should? Like how junk food tastes way better than natural food. Or like how social media is more addictive than real life conversations and connections. And there's a reason for that. These things hijack your brain's reward system. And adult content is one of that. It's not just entertainment, it's super stimulus, supernormal stimulus. An artificial version of something that your brain is designed to crave. Because it has some connection to your primal instincts or desires. And so these type of things are designed to make you feel addicted. As an example, adult content, an urge to feel wanted and needed by other people. Or junk food, an urge to make sure that you have enough storage in your system like fat and sugar so that you can survive later on in your life. But when you start exposing yourself too much to this type of things, it starts rewiring your brain in ways you don't even realize. It's like a video game, like you spend a lot of hours playing a video game and after some time you probably get good at it, right? And then you start thinking, maybe I'm good at this. I'm getting better. My skills are better. My combinations are better. Maybe I have some type of talent. And a lot of us fall into that trap. Like me, I think that I'm good at FIFA. I think I just have this natural ability to like read the game and make beautiful passes and shoot. Then you have to pause and realize, hey, maybe this thing was designed to be that way. It was designed to make you feel good. It was designed to think that, hey, maybe this is my skill. It kind of makes you feel special for doing kind of like minimal thing. And why is that? They want something from you. Usually it's money. Sometimes it's other things. Supernormal stimulus is a way better money maker. Normal things in life rarely get people riled up. And so what is a supernormal stimulus? Long story short, it comes from an evolutionary biology and some guy named Nicholas Timberg, and he discovered if you replace the eggs from the mother bird with like better eggs, the mother comes back and the mother prefers that egg over others, even though it's fake, even though it's not hers. It makes her think that, hey, this child might be the best, the strongest, the biggest. We're responding the same way to fast food, to entertainment, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, and many other things. But the bad news is we're surrounded by the hacked version of those. They are not real, they are fake, designed to make us feel good. So in simple words, your brain rewards the things that make you or help you survive. Like eating, socializing, reproducing, intimacy. When you engage in this type of activities, your brain releases dopamine, letting you know, hey, now I feel good. You keep doing this thing because you're on the right track. You're either giving me food so that I can have energy to survive, or you're giving me some interactions with people to make me feel like I'm part of the community, to make me feel that I'm not lonely, or you're giving me entertainment to make me feel that, hey, you know what, chill down, everything's okay. No one's hunting you down, no one's threatening you. Or the most obvious one, when you eat sweets, your brain tells you, hey, you know what, in case we are hungry, in case we run out of food, this thing, which is sugar, gives me calories. And what is calories? It's energy. It can help me survive, it can help me just endure life. Also, your stupid brain doesn't realize that sugar, even though it gives you energy, it also has many other downsides. The amount of sugar that you can eat, the amount of chocolate, or the amount of adult content that we have in various types, various shapes and forms. All of these reasons make adult content way better than real life. Because why? In real life, you can't get this many people doing whatever you want. And so over time, this thing can lead to something called dopamine desensitization, where your brain starts needing more and more just to feel the same way. Loss of attraction to real life people. Real life connections just feel dull and boring, and you just don't want to bother talking to other people. Like, it's better to just do stuff at home, like play video games and watch adult content and like binge watch TV shows. You forget the real intimacy or connection. It's not just looks, it's also chemistry, it's also jokes, humor. And so you overlook that part and you start only thinking about objectifying people. It's not a good look because over time your brain just becomes very desensitive. Like you don't really feel anything when you look at people. You don't really feel anything when you look at girls. You see a beautiful girl, and before, back in the days, people would go literally to war to fight for beautiful girls. And now you see that and like, you know what, I can find someone better online. Not a bother. The variety is just endless online. So in a nutshell, it just makes real life connections very underwhelming. And don't get me wrong, this type of side effects don't happen overnight. Like you might be thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm doing some stuff, like, you know, I'm watching adult content, but like whatever, I'm not really engaging in something like that. I feel okay. I still feel attraction to people. It's one by one, and then you open your eyes and like, holy crap. And now I feel like shit. I feel depressed. I don't feel like there's enough urge in me to go out and do stuff. At the end of the day, you just feel very not confident, not comfortable with yourself. You just don't feel right in your skin. And this is definitely not something that you should get used to. Another thing that you can notice is increased tolerance. When you start engaging in this type of not really good activities, playing games for hours and hours or watching adult content for hours and hours, and it's just like over time, those things don't bring the same type of satisfaction to you anymore. If you had to watch one adult content and be done with this thing for a week, now you're like, you know what, I kind of need this thing more. I want more stuff. I want to look at more things, explore more stuff. Even those things like whatever they're called, hormones or dopamine receptors, they become dull and they're like, hey, give me more. If you give me more, I'm gonna make you feel even better. And so in a way, it sounds strange, but you're kind of making a deal with the devil. That's why a lot of young dudes, young guys who engage in this type of activity, they just feel unmotivated, they feel sluggish, or just just disconnected from the real world. And so when you go outside, you feel very awkward. You can't really talk to people, and you do everything you can to not have any interactions. You just avoid everyone. And real life experiences don't bring you joy and satisfaction anymore. If you can relate to feeling sluggish or relate to feeling unmotivated, uninspired to do things, if you just want to do easy stuff, then you should also know that these things can be reversed, because your brain, it's almost like a plastic. You can change the shape of it, not physically obviously, but when you, for example, meditate every day for the next 1, 2, 3 months, there's definitely some activity change in your brain. So how do you reverse your brain? How do you break free from this type of addiction? Step number 1 is to make it less attractive. I say this all the time. So when it comes to adult content, how can you make it not attractive? How can you make it, oh, like I don't want to do this thing, it's disgusting. So first, picture yourself as a human being, right? Like your hero, the best version of yourself. What kind of things does he do? And then just list a few things. He wakes up at this time, he talks to people like this, and then you ask the question, does he watch adult content? And if your answer is no, you're already creating some type of picture of yourself, the best version of me, right? Mentally free, who has things under control, who has his emotions under control. He doesn't do this type of stuff. He doesn't sit there and simp for girls who are doing whatever the things that they're doing online. No, his decision is, I'm gonna go talk to women, I'm gonna go talk to people, and I'm gonna create experiences of my own, right? I'm gonna build real connections. I'm gonna ask a girl out, go to cinema, go to park. That's way better than sitting at home watching other people doing stuff. Number 2 is try to opt for natural dopamine releasers. Get used to releasing dopamine in natural ways, and that means exercising, getting some movement, walking, social connections or social interactions, right? Like real life things, meditating, reading, just thinking about your own thoughts. Because I'm willing to bet that you watch adult content not because you like it, not because, it makes you feel a certain way, but more like, I'm getting bored, I'm getting uncomfortable. What is a quick way to release this type of stress? Or imagine you're getting some work done, like you're working, you're studying. As soon as it gets a bit difficult, as soon as it gets a bit boring and dull, you look for ways to make your situation right now more interesting. And then you start playing video games. And then you know what, this thing doesn't quite give me the dopamine level that I want. And then you start watching adult content. Finally, you get all of that dopamine, and then you feel like shit. Whenever you're having difficult situations, you're looking for an easy way out, and that has to change, which means getting a bit more comfortable with boredom, getting more comfortable with walking up to people and asking questions or talking to them. The biggest message that I'm trying to relay is for you to understand that nowadays many things that we have, many activities, many hobbies or entertainment, a lot of those things are just not natural. Like people from even 20, 50, 100 years ago, they didn't have this type of things that we're doing today. This much amount of available fast food, this much amount of things that make you feel good for no reason. And I'm not saying that you should live like a peasant or anything like that. No, life is amazing if you think about it. That like you should enjoy technology, you should enjoy whatever things that we have nowadays. But then that also means if you don't control your own desires and your actions, nobody else will. You go online, you watch adult content, you look at models and whatever. But then look at the other side. Why are they doing this thing? Are these people doing this for like an amazing reason? Or are they putting their bodies and their names for display for like money or status? You gotta get a bit critical in this type of situations. One thought or idea that helps me all the time is you should try to live as simple as possible, as minimalistic as possible, and as frugal as possible. And so obviously we talk about frugality or minimalism in terms of stuff, but also think about digital minimalism. Think about the things that you're putting into your brain. We all only have 24 hours. And so how the hell do you find time? How the hell do you sneak in that type of activity and not have time for other things like working out, like talking to people, like reading books, like learning a new skill? Try to bring everything down back to the basics. If you want to go work out, try to work out in the most simplest way possible. And the same thing when it comes to digital minimalism. You don't need to watch all of this stuff or follow them or just juice your brain with so much information and data. All in all, try to reduce your consumption of media, entertainment, screen time, internet. Like even if you're not watching adult content, but you're using your phone for way too much, then chances are you're gonna see something. There's gonna be a cue in your brain, and then you know what? Let me just go have a peek. Let me just open something up, watch this thing. I'm not gonna relapse. I'm not gonna do anything like that. And so everything starts like this. When you take control of your own reward system or your own brain, you'll feel more confident. You'll feel more comfortable with yourself, and you just feel a bit more connected to the world. And trust me, real life, when you engage with it, is 1,000 times better than a screen life can ever be. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.